soft, slow building tension. The house had waited for them. It stood, looming on the outskirts of town, silent, desolate, yet strangely alive in its stillness. The sun dipped beneath the horizon, casting long, sinister shadows over the crumbling mansion. The kind of place you could feel your heartbeat race just by standing in front of it. Brief pause, as if the narrator is observing the scene with suspicion. Alex, Julia, and their children had no idea what they just stepped into. The promise of a fresh start, an unbelievable price, too good to be true as they would soon realize. Ethan felt it immediately, that gut instinct that told him something wasn't right. But they were here now. They had no choice but to move forward. The voice becomes more distant, as if drawing the listener into a dark secret. Lily, innocent and unaware, was drawn to something strange, something that should never have caught her attention. A cracked mirror in the entrance hall, reflecting a twisted version of reality. As the family crossed the threshold, the wind howled, slamming the door shut behind them with a force that made Julia flinch. Whispering, as if recounting an unsettling memory. The house had claimed them. It always did. Silence for a moment, letting the tension hang in the air. And now it was just waiting for them to understand why. Soft, slow, and atmospheric voice with growing tension. Night falls over the house, and the once welcoming walls now seem to breathe with a life of their own. The family, tired from the move, tries to settle in, unaware that something stirs in the dark corners of their new home. Julia moves through the house, her footsteps muted against the wooden floor, but she can't shake the feeling that she's being watched. Whispers, soft, insistent whispers, seem to call her name, but when she turns there's nothing. Nothing but the oppressive silence that follows. In the attic above, Ethan is awoken by a strange thudding sound, like something heavy being dragged across the floor. His heart races as he makes his way to the attic door, which creaks open, unbidden. His breath catches as he steps inside, but the air is thick with stillness. No sounds, no movement, only the chilling, unrelenting weight of something unseen. In Lily's room the air feels colder. She stands alone, her eyes fixed on the corner of the room, her tiny voice a soft murmur. "My friend, he's in the walls." She giggles, but the sound doesn't reach her eyes. Julia, passing by the hallway mirror, feels a sharp, unnatural chill crawl down her spine. She stops, but the reflection is empty, save for the lingering darkness that seems to stretch just beyond what's visible. Something not quite right, something watching. They dismiss it, of course. It's just the house settling, they say. It's just their imagination. But deep inside they know, something is waiting, lurking in the shadows. Pause, then whisper with a chilling tone. Something stirs. The sound of soft morning light filtering through an old kitchen window, birds chirping outside. But inside, there's nothing but an oppressive silence. Narrator, calm, foreboding tone. It's a new day, but in this house there's a growing sense of unease. The morning light floods the kitchen, painting everything with a false sense of peace. But for the family nothing feels right. Ethan struggles to focus, his head pounding violently with a migraine that won't relent. His body seems heavy, as if the house itself is pressing against him, squeezing his thoughts into nothing but pain. The sound of a faint, slow creak echoes from above. Narrator, lower, more ominous. Upstairs, a faint noise, a footstep, breaks the stillness. Julia, standing in the kitchen, feels the chill of dread crawl up her spine. She turns, but there's no one there. Only empty space, or is it? A cupboard door slowly creaks open, and then the sound of knives clattering to the floor. Narrator, urgent, sharp. A set of knives, falling with deadly precision, narrowly missing Julia's head. It was no accident. The house is making its move. The family can feel it now. It's alive. It's watching. There's a brief pause, the tension thickening in the air. Narrator, slow, deliberate. Ethan, though he's the first to speak the truth. This house, it's not just a building. It's something worse. Something hungry. And as the family gathers to argue, the weight of their own fear grows heavier, as though the house itself is tightening its grip on their very souls. Soft, eerie music plays in the background, setting the tone for unease and tension. Narrator, with a slow, deliberate tone. In the heart of the house, the walls pulse with a malevolent life of their own. Each room, each shadow, holds the darkest fears of those who dare to stay. Julia, her guilt over her mother's death festers in the silence, waiting to be uncovered. It's the attic where the past whispers, calling her, pulling her toward the very thing she has spent years running from, a voice, soft as a lullaby, yet laced with the cold chill of the grave. Voice of Julia's mother, soft and haunting, echoing faintly in the background. Come to me, Julia. Come to me, my child. But can she trust it? Or is it a twisted manipulation, a lie crafted by the house to open old wounds, to drown her in regret? Below, Ethan struggles in the basement, a prisoner to his own fury. The door, it locks itself, trapping him in a cage of his own making. The air grows thicker, suffocating as the house closes in. His anger, his frustration, they stir in the walls like a storm. The house feeds on it, amplifying his desire to escape, making every second an eternity. Ethan, gritting his teeth, trying to break free. Let me out. Let me out. But there is no escape. Only the suffocating dark. And in the next room, Lily. Sweet, innocent Lily. Or so it seems. She sits, unblinking, speaking in tongues, a language older than the house itself. Her eyes, empty, distant, as if something, or someone, has taken hold of her, controlling her every word, her every breath. Lily's voice, garbled and eerie, speaking a foreign language. He watches, he waits, he never leaves. The house is not just a home. It is a prison, a mind, a hunter, and it has marked them. Each of them individually prey to its thirst for fear. The music intensifies, the air thick with suspense, before fading into the next scene. The air in the attic is thick, suffocating. Dust hangs in the heavy stillness and the silence feels wrong. Ethan's eyes scan the room, his heart pounding in his chest as the weight of the house presses against him. Then he sees it, the hidden door barely cracked open, a secret space buried in the forgotten corners of this forsaken home. He steps forward, his footfalls creaking on the old floorboards, each step an unwelcome intrusion into the history of the house. Inside, an eerie collection of journals sits scattered across an ancient wooden table. The air feels alive here, as though the house itself is watching him, waiting. Ethan opens the first diary. The handwriting is faint, but the words are unmistakable. It follows me. I can't escape it. The shadows, the whispers, the fear, it knows me. It knows everything about me. The name written at the top sends a chill through his spine, Sarah. As he flips through the pages, the story unfolds, Sarah's torment. She writes of an invisible force, something dark that thrives in the house, something that feeds on her terror. It's as if the house itself is alive, a living, breathing entity, its hunger endless, its malice all-consuming. The more Ethan reads, the more he realizes, he is not the first to be trapped here. Families, friends, all have been consumed by this malevolent entity. Each one broken by their own fears, their own darkest secrets. The house doesn't just haunt its inhabitants. No, it becomes them. It shapes their nightmares, twists them into something far more terrifying than they could have ever imagined. Ethan slams the journal shut, but the room does not grow quiet. The walls seem to hum with an unseen energy, vibrating with the weight of the house's hunger. He knows, it is watching him now. It knows his fears. And it is coming for him next. The house had waited, watching, listening, feeding. Now it struck without mercy. Walls groaned like tortured bones, floors heaved like living flesh. But amid the chaos they found each other. Julia's fear turned to fury. Ethan's doubt became resolve. They knew, this wasn't just a haunted house, it was alive. And at its core, something pulsed, something evil. It wouldn't let them leave. Unless they killed it first. Low, tense background music builds, heartbeat sound fades in. Narrator in a slow, deliberate tone. They had reached the heart of the nightmare, the place where the house breathed, bled, and remembered. Whispers echo beneath the voice as if the house is speaking under him. Narrator. In this cavern of horrors, time unraveled. Shadows clawed at them with memories. Julia saw her mother, cold, judging, dead. Ethan heard his father's voice, accusing, distant, unforgiven. And Lily was no longer just their daughter. Music intensifies, sound of fire crackling, wind howling. Narrator. She was the vessel, the beating heart of the curse. The house's chosen child. And the house was not letting go without a fight. Volume builds, then a drop into silence. Narrator, almost whispering. But when the fire touched the altar, when the blood ran backwards, and fear was named aloud. Sudden crash, house screaming. Narrator. The house screamed. Its walls bent like bone. And for the first time in a century, it feared them. Low, solemn tone with eerie ambient background music. Narrator VO. The house was gone, or so it seemed. Reduced to ash, broken wood, and haunting memories. But something lingered in the silence, an echo that refused to die. Brief pause. Distant wind sound. Narrator VO. Ethan turned one last time, eyes drawn to the smoke. There, through the haze, the shape of the house, faint, spectral, watching. Waiting. Pause. A subtle, rising hum. Narrator VO. His skin crawled. Something still lived within those ruins. Something that remembered. Sound of Julia's gentle voice. Come on, Ethan. Footsteps. Narrator VO. She pulled him forward, but the shadow stretched behind them, long, dark, unwilling to let go. The house was gone, but the horror had only changed shape.